Holy cow and sacred chicken. Today we're talking all about the writer's strike and how everyone with an English degree is lazy and dumb. Plus, I'm giving further details on my ongoing divorce, which, upon reflection, is even less of my fault than I initially thought. All of that and more, like the weather. It's gonna be sunny, also rainy. Pack galoshes and flip-flops. There, I covered everyone. So gird your loins, because the show is gonna start right
on the button.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Von Jono Predicament for Friday, May 12th. Hope everyone's had a good week and is ready to put that away and enjoy a nice, relaxing weekend. My name is Steve Von Jono, and I'm a high-level political commentator. My secret to giving you the straight truth, uncut, away from the tribalist politics of the, quite frankly, stupid and smelly mainstream media, well, that's easy. I'm a bit of a milquetoast fence sitter. And since I'm not beholden to any political party, the Republicans, who sometimes wear suits, or the Democrats, who want to trans every child until the streets run red with the blood of anyone who's ever attended a Larry the Cable Guy concert, I'm able to be a little more, clear-eyed about things.
Also, full hearts can't lose.
As you might have noticed, I am drinking a Budweiser Light, not Bud Light. That is a nickname, and nicknames are for friends, and this beverage is no friend of mine. As previously explained, please watch all the episodes and take notes. I cannot hold your hand through all of this. I am drinking this beverage as a form of reverse boycotting. I am telling the Anheuser-Busch Company, German company, same country that did the Holocaust, coincidence? You tell me. That I don't even care about their stupid politics. I'm the real boss over here, and I'll shove this stupid beer in my face until I find Frasier funny and pass out. I don't give a shit. Okay, I'll be honest. I did buy a 100 pack of Bud Light. I was gonna do a kind of Patreon bonus where I just shoot it all with a submachine gun as a tribute to my good friend Kid Rock, who has always had very nuanced political takes.
You want me to get political? Well, this is about as deep as Kid Rock thinks. Monica Lewinsky is a fucking hoe, and Bill Clinton is a goddamn pimp.
But then it turns out the House's submachine gun had been taken by associate co-producer Zach, not stepbrother. It's a thing. Again, I can't explain everything. Watch all the episodes. Take note of the lore. Write it down for me. Sometimes I forget. He took the submachine gun. He said he needed to go hunt some squirrels. I tried to tell him that squirrels are tiny, but he corrected me and said they're 6 feet tall. And I don't know if that's a psychological thing or another clue to where he's from. And he also said he wants a, quote, not gay weapon on him at all times in case a bloody civil war breaks out, which, to be fair, makes sense. And, additionally, 100 cans of Bud Light is like really heavy and I don't want to carry it, so I'm just drinking it one at a time. On the plus side, I have never been more hydrated. And that's saying something because I am losing a lot of liquids through crying. I gotta tell you something, my life is in shambles right now. The whole thing is quite frankly a hobo shack that has been lit on fire and now a mangy old dog is peeing on it.
Also occasionally pooping.
I am currently going through a very messy divorce from an elderly Estonian prostitute who I accidentally ordered by clicking on a Pornhub banner ad. Again, all the back episodes are available. There is a separate channel because sometimes I get kicked off my main channel, but go watch them all. Tell all your friends. She left me after, of course, seeing how little money I make on Patreon and going, I go back being sex trafficked, much more integrity. And every day, I cry. Mostly because I sit on my own balls. But occasionally, I do remember the love I had for 36 beautiful hours. I have spoken about my divorce here on the show, and I have requested privacy. Both for the sake of our children, which is a pack of mangy cats that have somehow all developed feline Epstein-Barr, but also for the sake of a court order. That's right. I am filing a motion in court to force my ex-wife to add context to all of my dick pics that she's leaking. I was in the pool! Seinfeld. But also true. Divorces are ugly, and people do ugly things. Myself included, I would never claim otherwise. For example, I chose my wife wrong. Also, I did not choose her. Apparently just kind of assigned randomly over at the agency, but If they stay at least 24 hours and don't overdose, they get citizenship. So that's nice. But I do want to address the recent videos leaked to the tabloid press without any context. And I'm not referring to the dick pics. Those are still images, which actually makes it look smaller. It only makes sense. There are claims from some, quite frankly, spurious and also anarchically tyrannical sources that you can see on a Ring camera video, one of those doorbell things. I didn't know. They should tell you if those are recording you. I don't know. You can see me demanding my wife give our cat, who we've named G. Gordon Cooter, a kind of pink eye medicine that is mostly made from leftover vinyl chloride out of East Palestine, Ohio. And let me just say, first off, vinyl chloride isn't that big of a deal. Here in Columbuston, we drink it after football practice instead of Gatorade. And let me tell you, if you survive, you will be amazed at how fast you can run and how little you notice injuries. And secondly, that wasn't even my Ring camera. We were at my neighbor's house trying to steal his catalytic converter, which was her idea. Point is, I don't think she can get pregnant at all, and definitely not from what we did.
Hand stuff, but not what you're thinking.
I am ready to leave this all behind and not address any of the accusations that I have been waving my penis at staff members. And it's definitely not true that they're forcing me to do it via machine gun. Just going, dance, Steven, your penis is depression instrument. Let's just respect my personal life here, okay? I don't ask you who you're getting divorced from or robbed by or suing to avoid custody of your cat children. But if you ever do want to tell me, the email address is thevonginopredicament@gmail.com.
Only send nudes if you're over 18 and thick.
All of this drama is, to be entirely honest with you, getting in the way of me doing my job, which is giving you the news with no spin. No spin doctors even. One prince at most. And I love my job. It pays me well. I make almost $10,000 a month on Patreon, depending on how loose you are with rounding up. But not everyone is as dedicated to the cause as I am. Hollywood, or Hollyweird as we call it, a little joke. You've heard of it. It's the place where all the molesting is happening. Also, occasionally, people have consensual sex, sometimes for movie roles. Point is, there's no way Gwyneth Paltrow would have won that Oscar unless she... We all know Mira Sorvino should have had a better career. She could have had a resurgence like Marissa Tomei. They both won supporting actress Oscars in the 90s, both for comedies. People looked down on them, but they deserved it. They were great in those movies. Also, Weinstein, Epstein, Steen, what's the connection here? Maybe the real enemy is the condom companies. I mean, you think Don Draper ever wore a rubber? I'm sure his dick was, pulsating and covered in sores, but you gotta think about the birth rates. How much of that can we use? Oh, almost none of it? Oh, okay. What were we talking about again? The writers are striking, which means they're holding signs. They're walking in circles, and they're absolutely refusing to write any more jokes about Kofifi or Taylor Swift's dating life.
Get back together with Jake Gyllenhaal, you coward.
They're asking for more equitable conditions, which of course means more money, less hours, and absolutely no input from AI. I just asked Siri to write me a joke about Pete Davidson hooking up with the President Zelensky or whatever, and all it gave me was a list of Italian restaurants nearby, so I don't think they need to worry. So apparently all these late night shows have had writers this entire time. Like everything Bill Maher says in between talking about how pink-haired college students who are currently crying are the biggest threat to civilization, the important stuff, that's all written down? Somewhere in 30 Rockefeller Plaza, a group of recent Harvard Lampoon graduates making 7 figures a year is typing, "Interior Tonight Show set, actually day. Jimmy enters, starts laughing, does not stop. The roots are there. Also, Trump is Cheeto fascist. Ha 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 ha. Paycheck, please." Maybe it's time these writers were out of a, quite frankly, job. Because they claim to be creating entertainment comedy, but all they're doing is trashing the former president and by extension, you. Yes, you. Because if there's one thing middle America, a group of people who enjoy driving their trucks through mud and then watching only the white people in football, can relate to, it's Donald Trump.
Everyone hates bad food restaurants and Oscar parties that are no longer hot.
Conservatives are evil. Republicans are racist. Killing babies is cool and the clinic has a nice vending machine. If you're making out with what you think is a woman and you find a penis, it's not gay to suck it. In fact, it's rude not to. These were all jokes in the last Jimmy Kimmel monologue. Also, Seth Meyers has a show. And Stephen Colbert. I think we got rid of James Corden, presumably through execution. Who hosts The Daily Show now? I bet it's so woke. Learn to code, writers. Or maybe learn to build windmills if you're so afraid of the apocalyptic global warming vaccine or whatever. But I think you're about to prove to all Americans and also the Scandinavian countries you get broadcast to just how useless you are. Except Gutfeld exclamation point. I am available to do panel. I cannot stress that enough. That's right, Greg. Immigrants are invading the southern border. I'll tell you who's invading my southern border. The Taco Bell I just had. Wait. Oh, wait, that kind of sounds like the Taco Bell is raping me. No, I'm pooping it out. They'll get it. Also, there's a bunch of scripted shows that are on strike, but those don't really count, okay? An AI could write those. Like Law and Order, just, I don't know, someone gets murdered and then a couple detectives investigate. They talk to somebody who's carrying a stack of things from one thing to another. And then it turns out whatever guest star had 3 days off to shoot the episode as a kind of joke. They did it. Plus, those shows never brutally and quite frankly, anarchically, tyrannically insult you and your whole family. Well, not your whole family. Okay, listen, I've heard the showrunner for House of the Dragon said your son has a very punchable face. To be fair, no one stood up to disagree. So let's focus on these late night talk programs and all the liberal propaganda they spew out. Because I think we can all agree I would be much better at spewing that same liberal propaganda. WGA, I'm available.
I am ready to scab harder than anyone scabbed before.
Welcome to Late Night with Steve Vongino, but not too late. It starts at like 9:30. We're in bed by 11. We've got a great show for you. We got Pete Buttigieg coming out talking about his new starring role in The Secret Life of Pets, I think 4. Then we got Dianne Feinstein. She's going to show us how to make her world-famous brookie. It's a brownie, also a cookie. Man, science sure is something. All that and the music of John Legend. Big week in the news, though. The media is reporting that there was a mass shooting in El Paso, Texas, which they're saying is the result of the shooter being a white supremacist Nazi, which we're against. Boo! But maybe the El Paso shooter was actually a New York City slicker angry that they had hung his brother over salsa. Also, we need to ban guns unless you have a small penis. George Santos, who looks like John Lovitz and also Horatio Sands, had a baby via gay sex, which science is working on, has been convicted on 13 counts of wire fraud and other such fraud things. But what if he's really being convicted for cheating at Wordle? He looks up the answers. You like that? You like that one, Kevin? Hell yeah. We also need to round up all the guns. The Westminster Dog Show was this weekend, and let me tell you something, you won't find a more mangy pack of bitches outside of Marjorie Taylor Greene's bachelorette party. We have fun. The winning dog was a petite Basset Griffin named Buddy Holly, who, immediately after receiving the prestigious trophy, went and viciously raped a teacup poodle. It's being described as the worst act of sexual assault since Donald Trump forced E. Jean Carroll to fuck him in a Bergdorf Goodman's dressing room. Trump, let's talk about him. Around here, we like to call him a Cheetolini because it combines Cheeto with Mussolini, who is an Italian dictator, much like Trump. Also, it sounds like an Italian dish, which he's going to eat in prison when he goes there. They eat Italian food in prison. Have you ever seen Goodfellas, the documentary? It makes sense. Clap harder. Donald Trump has announced, after again being convicted of rape and having to pay one of the heftiest fines you have ever seen, that he is running for president in 2024. According to all you MAGA Trump dopes, he was already reelected in 2020, so come your term limits, he can't run again. Tell that to your racist uncle at Thanksgiving, but only after your third Bud Light. When asked for comment, Vice President and beautiful woman Kamala Harris responded, he ain't getting invited to the cookout. That's straight dope. There was no recovery from that. Also, she said it at the barbershop where she was being applauded. And if it's in the barbershop, it's real. Tupac was playing at the time as well. All right, that's the news. When we come right back, we'll have a desk piece where I'm going to interview people on the streets and call them fucking idiots or something. We'll figure it out. All right, so that's my sizzle reel. I think I'll get the job. The point is, everyone in Hollywood, in addition to being self-righteous and also addicted to, molesting and or being molested, is incredibly lazy. I mean, sure, you've been unemployed for several years, ever since they closed down the factory that ironically built parts for other factories. And sure, you're no longer allowed to collect cans down at the methadone clinic. And also, you got fired from delivering pizzas at Domino's because every time someone answered the door, you said, "Welcome to Pizza Hut," which was a little confusing. But at least you're not Ariel Dumas or Jay Katzer. They're the head writers for Stephen Colbert. I looked them up. Fuck those guys. All right, thanks for watching. Big things coming, guys. Big things coming. I'm glad to be back. Ooh, stretching out, feeling myself. Like and subscribe. Like, subscribe. Like and subscribe. Maybe if I say it one more time, Candyman appears. Like and subscribe. No Tony Todd, I was kind of hoping. Anyway, hit all the buttons down there, all right? You can go follow me on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm on Twitch sometimes. I do live streams. I'm not doing a live stream this weekend. I'm going to a cabin. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Live your life. Most importantly, I have a Patreon. And for $5 a month, $5, that's literally nothing. If you lost $5, you wouldn't even notice it. That's how wealthy you are. All of my viewers are wealthy. Maybe not in money right now, but in terms of a cash money mentality. That's what I'm saying. Hustle culture. Hustle culture. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive bonus content. And most importantly, you get an executive producer credit. I always point wrong. I'm pointing like right here because I'm just in front of a green screen. Sorry to break the illusion for you right now. I don't know. This all can be put in later, but the executive producer names should be running by right now. Let's just in silence observe them. Cool. So those people rock. Become one of them and give me some money. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. And until next time.
Wait, doesn't some Indian woman have a late night show too?
Shut up and sit down.